Welcome to Wrestling's Hottest Audacious Takes, hosted by myself, Aaron Rift of NoDQ.com. In this video series, I read some of your boldest opinions about professional wrestling, and then I give my responses. Let's take a look at today's topics. Undertaker's loss at WrestleMania 30 was awesome. I'm not sure if I would use the word awesome. Are you saying that it's great? Or do you think it's awe-inspiring? It was absolutely shocking, I will say that. And looking back at The Undertaker's loss to Brock Lesnar, I was questioning it at the beginning. What does Brock Lesnar have to gain from ending The Undertaker's streak? It just didn't make sense to me at the time. I was thinking, why not a young up-and-coming star? That was always my vision of how The Undertaker's streak would end, that your next future superstar would end it. But to WWE's credit, it elevated Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar went on to have one of the most dominant runs, and I did think he was doing well before that, but something was just off. Once he ended the streak, Brock Lesnar became a whole new level of superstar. His drawing power increased with that, and WWE absolutely got the most out of that. So I would say Brock Lesnar's run after that was definitely awesome. Chris Benoit, the wrestler, should be in the WWE Hall of Fame. If you're judging Chris Benoit by his body of work as an artist in WWE, you're right. He should be in the Hall of Fame. Unfortunately, there was the whole he killed his wife, killed his son, and then killed himself. And because of that, there's no realistic possibility of Benoit going into the Hall of Fame. Could it happen 100 years from now if WWE is still a thing? It's really difficult to say, but I think in my lifetime and everyone's lifetime watching this right now, it's not going to happen. Chris Benoit, unfortunately, disqualified himself from ever going into a Hall of Fame anytime in the immediate future. Vince McMahon has always been very openly bigoted. Fans just choose not to care. I disagree with this. I think Vince McMahon made some questionable business decisions over the years, but I think that as far as pushing wrestlers, he was trying to push the wrestlers that made him the most money. Did not matter what their background was, the color of their skin, their sexual orientation. Vince would push people that he thought could draw money. Did they do some angles that might have been in bad taste? Absolutely, but at the same time, it's a fictional television show. You have bad guys doing bad things. They're going to say offensive things. Maybe wrestlers using slurs to get heat was morally wrong, but they were playing characters. You watch a movie characters kill people. They say a lot of bad things. They're antagonists. And in the world of wrestling, these are fictional characters. I do think there needs to be a balance, though. You can't just say whatever you want and then say, oh, I was just being in character. Like, you have to be selective with whatever you're saying that's controversial in the context of the character. I think Vince McMahon's heart was in the right place, and when Vince would go out there and he would use the N-word to John Cena, it was his idea of doing comedy and presenting this idea that the Mr. McMahon character was just out of touch with reality. That was what he was going for. I think his heart was in the right place. Was it in bad taste? Absolutely, though. Jey Uso is a mid-wrestler at best. I disagree with this. I think Jey Uso is a very good wrestler. Is he top level? No. But he is very good at getting crowd reactions, and to me that's half of the technique right there. Part of it is the actual moves that you're doing in the ring, Jey Uso wasn't the best. Sometimes he overdoes the super kick and the spear and the Uso splash. He's got the 5-6 moves of doom, as some might say, but that's how WWE babyfaces are usually booked and presented. Their job is to go out there and do the moves that fans are familiar with so you can get people invested and watching the shows. Jey Uso, with the whole package, I think his promo work is strong. He's able to talk and get fans behind him. He has the charisma, the personality. He has the whole package. I definitely do not think he's mid. I very much disagree with that. WWE disgracefully boasting about record-breaking gates while one legend and pioneer after another need GoFundMe accounts to save their homes, pay hospital bills, and get buried. They should have a fund to help them. I do agree with this. Now, let me say this. I don't think it's WWE's responsibility for what wrestlers do after their career is over. If wrestlers are irresponsible with their money, that's on them, not WWE. As the saying goes, it's not what you make, it's what you save. I think that there is a responsibility for the wrestlers to have a game plan. WWE is not going to last forever as a dream job. There are injuries, characters get stale after a while. You have to prepare for the future. And I think, if anything, WWE should have classes for wrestlers to be smart with their money and know that it's probably not going to be a 30-year career. The wrestlers that are able to go out there and have long careers for decades, they're the lucky ones. Most do not have that luxury, and they need to be smart with their money. But at the same time, I do think that WWE really needs to take care of the legends and make sure they're good. The wrestlers that put their bodies on the line should not have to do a GoFundMe to pay for medical bills. WWE can easily cover that. They have so much money at their disposal. It's a drop in the bucket to help out some of these legends that could really use it. That concludes this edition of Wrestling's Most Audacious Takes. What were your thoughts on these opinions? Leave a comment and subscribe to the No DQ YouTube channel for the latest wrestling news and discussion.